guys, so today we're going to be talking about recursion and iteration. And really just what you need to know is that a recursive sequence is just whenever each new term is determined by one or more of the previous terms. And the Fibonacci sequence is one of the most popular ones. Some of you might have heard of it. It's really found in nature a lot. But the idea behind Fibonacci is that you just add the previous term. So 1 plus, well, there's not one. So 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. It just keeps going. So you just keep adding whatever you just got to the previous number, and that gives you your new number. So that's the Fibonacci sequence, which again is just a very popular example of recursive sequences. And then I've put the recursive formulas right here for you. Basically, we're just saying for arithmetic, you just take the previous number and you add the common difference. That's all you do. With the geometric, you take the previous one times the common ratio. So it's kind of like if you were able to solve some of these in your head before in the previous sections, this is what you were doing. So recursive formula is really just a way to do it quickly and in your head from the last number to the next one. Okay, so for example 1, we have find the first 5 terms of the sequence in which a1 equals 8 and an plus 1 equals negative 3 times an plus 6 if n is greater than or equal to 1. So if we're finding 5, remember I like to go ahead and get my 5 set up. And then it already told us a1, so that's the first one, 8. So we don't start with the next one, it's just that's your first one. So what we do is if this was a1, that would mean this would be a2. So all you're doing is you're taking 8 and you're plugging it in. So you have negative 3 times 8 plus 6. Negative 3 times 8 plus 6, which is negative 18. And then that would now be a2. So if you wanted a3, you would plug in a2. So negative 3 times, this time, negative 18 plus 6, which is 60. And you do it again. Negative 3 times 60 plus 6, negative 174. And last one, negative 3 times negative 174 plus 6, and you get 528. So the first 5 numbers are 8, negative 18, 60, negative 174, and 528. Okay, so the next thing we're talking about is iteration, and it's just the process of repeatedly composing a function with itself. That just means you keep plugging in the answer back into itself to get the new answer. So for our example, we have find the first 3 iterates. So we want x1, x2, and x3 of f of x equals negative 3x plus 8 for an initial value of x0 equals 6. So this time it's x0. So we don't use that as our first iterate. We want x1, x2, and x3. So we plug 6 in to this one. So x1 would equal negative 3 times x0, 6 plus 8. So we have negative 3 times 6 plus 8. And we get negative 10. So that's our first answer. x2 equals negative 3 times x1, which is negative 10 plus 8. So negative 3 times negative 10 plus 8. Negative 3 times negative 10 plus 8, which is 38. So x2 is 38. And then for x3, same thing. Take negative 3 times 38 plus 8. Negative 3 times 38 plus 8. We get negative 106. So we've found the first 3 iterates. x1 is negative 10, x2 is 38, and x3 is negative 106.